All right, hello there. Welcome to another episode of the Gamer Idea Foundry, presented by GVGINU, short for Great Video Game Ideas Not Used. I'm your host, Andre. Thank you for tuning in. It is a pleasure to be able to share these thoughts and ideas with you. Hopefully, this one will come across pretty interesting with you listening in. I was discussing it with the guys here just briefly for a few moments. So, I don't know how many people have ever heard of this game or ever played it on the Wii. It is a game called Calling that this idea that I have is inspired by. Basically, the game will allow you to communicate with apparitions through cell phone technology using the Wii remote to listen into them. And you'll be able to, like, you can hear them, you can communicate with them. Well, your character could communicate with them directly, and you can also hear the voices of like other survivors who are trapped in the realm with you. Oh gosh. And I have my children who are supposed to be in bed acting like they are not supposed to be in bed. 1 second, people. I apologize for this. Okay, that's dealt with. They're hyperactive right now. I guess they figured it's a holiday, so
Yeah,
they can
sorry,
make
just I
noise.
got some noise. But yeah,
We all got
hey
some noise
everybody.
in the background. It's Memorial
Yeah,
Day,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. But
But
anyway, guys, if you guys know me, Make a Gamer Man, how's it going? Blah 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 blah. So, what are you going for?
Go ahead, Kevin. He stole the show for a second there. Kevin.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here. Yeah, I'm taking some notes with some ideas that I already have.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get started.
Yeah. Sorry again, people. It was just look, life is just not going to agree with me on everything I want to do, so just have to do it. But yeah. Basic premise of the game: you speak with apparitions and ghosts of like dead people. And you get trapped in this realm through like this internet forum site. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's like the Blackboard or something like that. I don't remember offhand because I haven't played the game in a while. But it's actually a pretty interesting concept. Unfortunately, the game itself got horribly panned by reviewers. I think its best score was like a 68. So it's not a bad game, but it's not the best, most perfectly executed game either. So that's just unfortunate that it was such a good concept that just basically got slammed. But if anybody's ever interested, you should go ahead and look the game up. I mean, it's fetching a pretty expensive price on Amazon. Oh, my kids are still popping up. Sorry, people. But the game is fetching a pretty penny on Amazon for some reason. I didn't realize it would, but it is. I thought it was probably going to be really cheap because of the bad reviews, so that was just my mistake, I guess. But they're still going at it. They don't want me to do this show, apparently. I'm still going to do it. Um, but my idea revolves around something of a similar caliber. It would actually operate speaking back to the game, sort of like how game Seaman is on the Dreamcast. I don't know how many people might have heard of or played that, but it was a game that Sega made in like the early part of the life of the Dreamcast, where you could literally speak to a fish that had a human face and it would talk back to you.
Well,
Oh my god, not the freaking. Oh, what was it called again? Seaman.
Seaman, yeah.
Oh god. Oh, that thing creeped me out for a sec.
Well, I'm taking that application of that sort of voice recognition within a game and the feedback the game gave you to how you responded to it, and adding that to a survival horror type of thing and letting it be that way. When I was talking, Kevin actually came up with some pretty good ideas on while we were talking how it should possibly be done. So I want to let him go ahead and give his take first before I do mine because this is my base idea, but what he said was interesting enough that I think enough people will probably want to hear it. So I'm going to let you go ahead and take it for now, and I'll deal with the behind the scenes problem I got over here.
All right. First, it would be nice to use asymmetrical gameplay. I have some ideas, but let's just put a few on the table. For example, to me, this kind of adventure, or let's say survival adventure, would be in a co-op escort mission that one character using the gamepad has a set of skills, and another character using the Wiimote has another different set of skills, and they have to help each other, uh, trying to contact the spirits. Since the only one that can use the microphone is the one that is using the gamepad, he's gonna be the one contacting the spirits, and the other one that has the, well, both controllers have the capability of having the headset, I mean the speaker, but the one that has the Wiimote would be the one that listens. So it would be two different roles. One, the one that speaks. The other one, the other one, the one that listens. So as for the gamepad use, the touchscreen, we would be doing a speech, some kind of asymmetrical gameplay where you have to put the gamepad right in front of the TV. So while the other player is telling you where to point with the Wiimote, then you have to touch in the screen of the gamepad. So since the touches they allow you are limited, then you cannot touch just everywhere. They will give you a limit, or then it would be game over. So the one that would be observing would be the one that has the Wiimote, and the one that would be touching would be the one that would be using the gamepad. So we would be limiting the players in their senses. One would not be able to talk, the other one would not be able to listen, and vice versa. One would not be able to see, but one would not be able to touch. So if you catch my drift, um, it would be like a guy like a guy how can I say, a guy with no legs guiding a blind one. So it would be that kind of gameplay that I would like to see. What do you think, Andre?
I actually think that's interesting. That would work out as one scenario for a game. And wow, that would be complicated too. But
No, it wouldn't be.
I can see how it would be fun. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
would be
would be nice
complicated
to
to
see
develop.
just no. It would be nice just to see. Okay, you touch and you speak. You listen and you see. What do you think?
No, I mean,
So
I got where you were going. I'm thinking of like how a developer would look at it, like, well, that'd be a lot to put together. But then again, what I'm thinking wouldn't be too easy either.
well, that's why we're here,
So
you know, to develop the ideas.
yeah, but shit, my mic stuttered on me for a second, so I had to break it back. But I like where your idea goes. That could be based on the same type of setup. That could be a different idea from where I'm going with. Where I would want to see it go. Eventually, obviously, if you're playing the game solo, one person, gamepad only, you'd be able to basically do whatever you need to do. And for the person with the Wii Remote Nunchuck setup, they can be able to let me stop before I over explain myself and then make people be confused. What I would like to see for a person playing by themselves, they're playing single player solo, they're in this world, like not necessarily you being in like some sort of separate world like calling is. It could be in like a real world situation where you might just say you're in like a house, like you inherited something, like you inherited this house. just like the basic movie scenario where we've heard people have inherited a house, they have to stay in it a certain amount of time to get this wealth of inheritance and money that they're supposed to have. And what I would love to do with a video game in this situation where it has an actual, like, 24 hours is in like a whole day that you have to play through, obviously with like saves and stuff like that, so people can take a breather, because I don't want to see anybody playing a game like this for 24 hours straight. They'd be bugged the hell out. But the basic tools would be that you would have a cell phone, which the Wii U gamepad can operate as. Actually, it can be done across all platforms, but I'm sticking with the Wii U as my basic setup for this. The Wii U gamepad can operate as a cell phone because you can speak to it, because it has the microphone in it. It has speakers for you to be able to listen back. It also has a touch screen on it, which could operate for many different supposed applications that would be on a cell phone that would be available to whoever the player character is. Obviously, you'd be able to use your analog sticks to move and look around, and it would have the gyroscopic movements from the sensors that are within the gamepad. For a person using the Wii Remote Nunchuck, they would obviously lose the cell phone type thing. They'd probably have more or less a listening device, like some sort of electronic audio listening device, maybe like an MP3 player or something like that. But just saying it's not working properly, but they can have their earbuds and stuff in, and their character can hear like the spirits or whatever speaking, which would be interesting in and of itself. Like, you use these, but for going back to just the singular gamepad, you use this the gamepad. You have these different apps on your phone that are all related to maybe like ghost hunting or something like that. Like one app that would allow you to see like maybe infrared. I don't know if that would necessarily work with ghosts, but just going with it. Or maybe just like an app that gives you like some sort of like night vision for like dark areas or darkened rooms where you can't necessarily see normally. Where your character would hold up their phone and you could use the gamepad pointing it at the screen in different spots, and then on your television screen, whoever's watching you could see that the phone would be able to see certain things that you just can't see with the naked eye in the game because of the darkness around you. Well, your gamepad screen, you could actually fully see everything from the perspective of the cell phone.
Yeah, another thing I would like to implement is the vibration function.
Yes, that would definitely. The vibration function would kick in when like an apparition is getting closer to you within physical distance. Say maybe they are trying to attack you, where you could actually have to like shake either the Wii remote or the gamepad to try to fight them off and get yourself loose.
Yeah, the thing is that in this kind of games, the survival horror games, I like it when the main character or the character that you use does not have weapons, and your only tool for survival
wouldn't be
is
any
hiding.
weapons. Yeah, this situation wouldn't be any weapons. But you'd have to like, I guess, more or less fight them off like with your war in the sense. That's why I would say shake it, because any person getting attacked by something, if you don't know what it is, you're going to be swinging your arms, you're going to be moving, trying to get away from it.
Yeah, that's true.
So in that situation, have them shaking the Wii remote or the gamepad would be like, okay, I'm trying to will myself free, and you can escape and just run off to somewhere and try to hide away from it. But in that sense, you could also have like not necessarily spirits that are trying to harm you, but just ones that want to communicate. That might be, trying to find their purpose and get out or something like that. But find the reason why they're still stuck. I mean, because obviously there's going to be malicious ones, and then there's going to be those who are just there and don't know why they're there.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be really interesting that you find somebody that doesn't even know that they are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be what I would like to try to find, like to bring to this. I would love to have something like that happen.
Yeah, it would be that let's say that you have to escort somebody, or somebody is accompanying you at some point in the game, and then as you gain more skill in recognizing ghosts and things like that, you see, oh my God, but you're dead, and the other guy says, wait, am I? I can't believe it, and, and then the story turns away, and you go back to being alone because uh, you have to return that spirit to where it belongs.
That's actually pretty interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could go with that.
it would be kind of disturbing because uh,
You could
as,
think this
as
whole time and think that this
yeah,
person is alive who's with you.
yeah,
And
and they don't even know that they are
find
dead.
out they're not. Yeah. Which would be even worse to have your character physically touch them and think that they're actually alive.
Yeah.
See, it's good to be able to bounce ideas back and forth. But, wow. Now I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry. It was me that cut you off.
No, but honestly, it wasn't your fault. I had it until just a second ago.
Yeah, that's why I have my notepad with me. Yeah, because this is, we are we're brainstorming, as you can see. So if some ideas can get caught in the storm and they can fade away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my basic thought for this, okay, little one, my basic thought for this game would be to have this one, say there's this one powerful spirit that is holding, this apparition is holding these other ones captive, keeping them there. And it knows that you are there and you're trying to free them, or like, well, more or less you're doing it even though that wasn't probably what you thought your purpose was being there, but that's what you end up doing, is trying to free these spirits and let them move on. And this one vengeful spirit is there and it wants to keep them, it wants to keep as many other people as it can in misery, and it starts to attack and torment you because of what you started doing, as like the scenario you painted where you have the one person that didn't know that they were dead and you set them free, and you automatically start to incur this thing's wrath as it starts to come after you more and more as more of the spirits get freed within this this haunted house or whatever you want the situation would be in. I mean, I didn't really fully think where the location would be, but the idea hit me. It sounded interesting, and I was like, I gotta at least talk about this and get it out there.
Okay. Let's just say it won't be in a haunted house because that would be too cliche. It would be like in Calling. It would be like in a hospital. That's where I like it better when things happen, because hospitals normally are big, and then you have a lot to explore in the game.
Well, and the situation in Calling actually draws upon a lot of different locations, but the main part of the story takes part in the hospital.
All right.
Which is rather tragic, but I'm not going to spoil that for people that might be interested in going to find out what it is.
It's a pretty old game, but yeah, go ahead.
Hey, lots of people like to go back and play old games. I'm not going to discourage that.
All right. I understand.
I mean, it could even just be like an apartment complex, maybe just one that appears to be run down, but you get inside it and you see all these lively people, and then you come to find out that they're all dead, and you're on the verge of putting them away, and not putting them away, but sending them off, and yeah, like I said, incur the wrath of this one vengeful one that was actually holding them all there.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be weird trying to communicate with those that they are. Well, some would believe you when you are dead, but by using the voice commands or other stuff, you have to prove those people that they are dead. Because some people may think that you are the one that is crazy, not them.
Yeah, I can believe that. That would be an interesting way to go. I mean, you haven't heard anything from out here. It's been kind of quiet. Still there, buddy?
I have silence. Oh, but yes, I'm back.
Welcome back to the world of the living.
Ah, yes. But Oh, great. Now I'm not with silence.
I think he's having mic troubles.
Um.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Um, Now I like the idea with the whole talking, using the Wiimote as like listening on to the conversation. I love, but there's another thing I want to add to that.
Yeah.
Let's say the gamepad, right? We have the gamepad. The thing is, you would use it the same way. The thing is, the speaker is right up here, and it would actually act like, let's say, a phone. So you would have the speaker there, right? And then the mic is you would have it on your left side. Sorry about all the background noise, but you have it on the left side of you, and then on your ear, the speaker, that one speaker is on your ear, and then the microphone is right there by your mouth. So literally, it would act like a phone, just like that. So like you'll be able to like let's say talk back to the ghost spirit or whatever you're talking to. You know
Hmm.
that would because that it would just to me it just makes more sense. But either you have that or if you're like let's say local player or something like that, you would have it where it's how can I say if it's like is this game can it be like online?
Yeah, I was figuring at
Hmm.
some point that would be brought up, but I was figuring yes, online play would probably be a definite must have for something like this. Because there's actually a indie studio called Milkstone Studios that made this game called White Noise that they actually made an online version of. It's completely creepy.
Hmm.
It's sort of a Slenderman game, but I was figuring they'd probably have a situation like that where you could have a few people playing online who are also who are working together in this one situation, and with multiple people using the gamepad, they could all encounter the same types of situations.
Yeah, because I was thinking, one person can listen in and another person could be doing something else. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, because I'm not really a big, huge survival horror guy, but I'm thinking that would work more, just to like put out the fun.
Okay, since you are not a survival horror guy, tell
Hmm.
me what in this type of situation would scare you that would fit well into this type of game.
I'm gonna be honest, like nothing scares me. Literally, like nothing like horror stuff scares me. Cause whenever I see something that says horror, and this is just me. It's just whenever I see something that's horror, to me, that's comedy. Cause like, I don't know, it's just like for some reason it's just comedy to me. Like
Mm,
just
I see.
seeing, yeah, just seeing the other person get scared or like pretending to be scared or something like that. Just like because I see this in movies, games, and everything. It's just like they're scared. I'm just like I just laugh at it. Or like let's say a creepy monster comes in, I just laugh at how ugly it is. You know, it's just I'm not really
Mm.
a big guy that you would be able to scare that much. Um,
Speaking of that, and since we are in an idea foundry, I just got an idea. You guys remember that thing, that kind of dongle that you put into your finger that would measure your heart rate?
the vitality sensor.
Yeah, for the Wii. Um,
Good luck.
yeah, you could use that to create a more personalized experience. Instead of being a character that has a story and things like that, and it would be yourself. And um, according to your sanity, then you would be able to see stuff. As your heart rate goes up, and that thing is read your heart rate, then let's say you would see more blurry, and if you are calm, then you would see clearer. So that way, instead of you watching people pretending or watching characters pretending to be scared, then you would be the one being scared. Hello?
I mean, yeah, if that goes that way, but good luck for the vitality sensor to even come back one of these days.
Well, you could use the band that you put on yourself and on your arm in we fit plus.
The Wii Fit. What band?
Yeah, the one that counts your calories. I remember Mr.
Oh,
T talking
that,
about
but
that.
yeah, but that doesn't get your heart rate and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it only gets like amount of steps and calculates how much you would have burned off or
Yeah,
something.
then it would come with a peripheral to to
Yeah.
uh, to to sh- to see how much you are scared, because the point of this is to get you immersed in the experience, without the need of virtual reality.
Hmm.
So my opinion would be, create that peripheral, whatever it is, and trying to scare you through noises on the gamepad, noises on the TV, or even different noises on the TV. So that would confuse your mind, and you wouldn't know what to pay attention to, because um I know that we would be able to talk to the spirits, but not all spirits would be willing to communicate in the same way. So one way would be talking, the other way would be writing something on the gamepad, or um, drawing a symbol or something like that. You would be some kind of an exorcist.
Hmm.
Is Andre here? I mean, he's the host of this
Yeah.
thing.
I'm not sure.
Andre, all right. Let's just continue. I mean, yeah, continuing with the immersion stuff. Um, then what would you think would be nice to put the character into immersion? You know, other than the peripheral that I told you, and trying to talk with the trying to talk by using the gamepad.
um, the gamepad.
Or any other functionality that the gamepad doesn't have to be another peripheral.
All right, guys, I'm sorry. I had some technical difficulties. I'll be right back.
Oh, all right. This happens when things are live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. mm,
But I think the way the gamepad would work. Let's see. All right, you're in it. Basically, I would say it would capture because it has the camera on it, so that would be on, and I think it would capture your frightful moment. Um,
mm.
I think anytime that you're, let's say, like scared or you look scared.
Or when you scream, that would be,
Yeah,
yeah, the microphone would be listening to it.
it would be triggered. Yep.
Mm, yeah.
So that would work with it. And then another one would be let me see. Now there's a thing with this is that they always this thing in the bottom. I'm really sorry for the background noise.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, but the thing in the bottom could be used for something else. I think that could be used also for something, but that just gets me. There's so many ideas in there. Um, let's see. Uh,
Oh, that sensor that the Wii U gamepad has under the D-pad. What's his name again?
oh, the NFC.
The NFC. We could use
Mhm.
the NFC in some way.
Yeah, the NFC. I think it could be used for more like let me see. Um, It could be used for a lot of things. Let me see. What could it be used for? God dang it. Um, I'm not sure in a horror game like that because it's like I think the NFC because unless you're gonna put like what characters or something like that or
But look, the NFC doesn't have to be characters all the time. It would be.
no, it's like because it's not really. I don't know what you could put with a horror game. With NFC. You got any ideas?
It's like Andre said that you could use uh, some little squared things or cards in general to pass it through the NFC sensor, and that would give you a different kind of ability, like looking, um, like having night vision, things like that. Right now we're a little complicated because Andrew's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the guy that invited us. But as for the NFC, whew, now I see why developers don't put much emphasis on it. It's really hard to get ideas on that thing.
I mean, yeah, it's just, but the thing is, it depends on like what type of game it is. Um, and it's just the NFC. I don't really see it for a survival horror. It would just be for other things,
Yeah.
just not really survival. But let's see. You could use the gamepad like in Zombie U. You use it as like some kind of sensor. I don't know what you would have in there. You could also use it to do multiple things with, like, let's say, okay, moving around with your items and such, or how about you have a battery, like a flashlight, right? It's like one of those, those rechargeable, whenever you like shake it and stuff, or like,
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah, and then you would like shake the gamepad,
Or
just
shake
like, or the Wii remote.
or the Wii, the
Uh-huh.
Wii mode. Yeah.
Or just shake that, and then literally, you just shake it like for I don't know, like 5 seconds, and then it would go.
Yeah, like
Um,
in No More Heroes, that you have to shake your lightsaber
yeah.
to recharge it.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I was listening, so you don't have to think I abandoned you guys completely. I was
Oh, that you were
listening.
dead and you didn't know it.
Yeah, basically. But no, the NFC thing, I had an idea for that. Um, well, we could for this type of game, there could be cards made like for certain situations in the game. It wouldn't have to be something that has to be done to progress the story, but just like for like interesting little pieces of information that you might find if, like, say you use the gamepad as a
Hmm.
scanner to like view hidden messages. You could swipe the cards over them depending upon the insignia on the card, and you might get some like backstory as to some of the events that happened that led up to wherever you are. Like I said, this whole apartment building situation. It just bring you up to speed onto as to what happened to the people that are there if you are necessarily interested in learning about those things. I wouldn't make it something that's required, but it could be just like an interesting little tidbit to throw in. Like, say a specific card has like a symbol of an A on it, and you swipe that card, and it tells you what happened to a certain number of residents that were a part of this, I guess, tragic situation that led to this apartment building being abandoned. But it could be something that just sort of like how the EX files are in Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. It just gives you
Hmm.
additional information as to what happened.
All
Not
right.
necessarily going to change the game or anything, but if you really want to know, it's there for you.
That would be only a way to expand the game.
Yeah, that's just to get that's just for if you want more value out of the game, then that's what that could be used for. But it wouldn't be necessary to
DLC.
use. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I did like some of the things that I heard you say about how to use the gamepad and the Wii remote and stuff. So, like I said, I was paying attention. I just wasn't right here to be able to give my immediate response to it, which is what sucked. But life is life, and it wins every time you try to fight it. So I've stopped trying to fight. I'm just going with the flow now.
Yeah.
But man, it really did derail me from what I was going to say though. But dealing with the whole situation with the different spirits and things, like I think one of you, I was going to say it, but one of you had said it, that there would be ones that wouldn't want to communicate with you because they will probably know their situation. They just wouldn't want to change it.
Yeah.
But then there would be, and there will obviously have to be some other ones. If you picked with them too much, they would probably lash out at you, which would again go along with the whole use of the vitality meter if Nintendo ever brings that back. That would be a good way to track your heart rate and your pulse and have the game respond to you in a certain way. Say your pulse is raised and the game tries to scare all the hell out of you.
Because the thing with this game is that my idea would be that the principle is the the four senses that you can use, because you cannot use smell.
Yeah.
Well,
or taste.
Since the gamepad has well, in that case it would be the ability to talk.
Yeah.
So since the gamepad has a camera, that would be the eye of some of the, or let's say that spirit in specific. Let's say the apartment building, and you have to visit different apartments, and one of the apartments, one spirit only communicates by things that he can see. So if in some situation you don't want him to see you, let's say that he doesn't want to see any people around, or he can kill you. So the thing is that you are going to you're gonna cover with your hand or with anything the camera of the gamepad, and then you have to write something, and you have to trick that spirit into thinking that you are also a spirit and you want to communicate with him. So let's say that you write a message for him, and you cover the camera, write a message for him, and then you leave. Because if you uncover the camera and he sees you, then he's gonna chase you.
Yeah, that could actually be a pretty interesting way to go.
That would be one of the because let's say that every apartment is a different trial or a different puzzle that you have to solve.
Yeah, I mean, if you're using the senses of the Wii remote, the gamepad specifically, then yeah, you could definitely put together some pretty neat and interesting puzzles that would fit a survival horror situation. That if you screwed it up, would either end up with your character's life being forfeit, or let's say their heart rate is matched to yours, going again with the whole vitality meter. Their heart rate is matched to yours, and if their heart rate goes above a certain level, the character has a heart attack and dies. So, yeah.
So in order to put that vitality sensor to the limit, and putting more emphasis in the word limit, is to put searching a lot of time to how much would you have to spend in every puzzle. Oh, Andrea, real life comes again.
Yeah, I know, it sucks.
Oh, it's okay. Here says that Rosa has to go.
Yeah, I was about to say Rosa has to roll out, so I'm gonna let him go ahead and do his sign-off real quick.
It's gonna get crazy. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy the rest of this. Sorry I gotta go, but I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys have a great episode more about this idea, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
All right.
Peace out, man. Enjoy your night.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, gosh, so much has been covered already, and that was like evolving the idea than I had originally planned it, which I feel that's amazing that it has done that. So I'm quite happy with the direction that this has gone, because this is like the base of many different types of survival horror games just with this one idea going.
Yeah, because I've seen that in many
I
survival
didn't
horror
get to.
games. What?
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say I
no,
didn't really get to the main purpose of my whole thinking though,
we
and
still
that
have
was
time to get there.
yeah. Well, I just want to hit on that, and then we can kind of just like sign off because I didn't want to take too long with this particular
Oh,
episode,
come
and
on! I
I've
still
had.
have some stuff that in my
Well, we can do
my
another
notepad.
one. We can do another one. It's a continuation or just like a separate ongoing of a similar thing.
Okay, that would be nice. Then I'm gonna keep my my annotations with me. You
Yeah, I'm
have
here.
to go. Okay.
Sorry. Real life is just fighting to have me stop, so that's why I was like, I want to hit my main point, and we can go ahead and get off the air because I know this has to be comical to somebody. Somebody is laughing about this.
Don't
So every
worry.
time I try it, it's just like not working.
Well, even if that person is laughing, he has been learning some stuff right now.
But I mean, we dropped some interesting ideas, so that's all that really matters.
Yeah, and there's still more to come.
Yeah, but the main point that I wanted to get to was my whole talking back and forth with certain apparitions, and the way you respond to them causes them to have certain reactions and how they respond to you. So, like, if you give them a negative response, the game will take that input and it'll process it and give back their response to it. Not that this apparition was somebody who was afraid or somebody who was confrontational.
Okay.
And for confrontational ones, you might end up with like, them attacking you and causing your character's heart rate to go up, like their fear level to spike or something like that. And it could get quite interesting just having to sit there and like to actually have a conversation with a video game in
All
this
right.
situation.
Yeah. Did you know that the most beautiful thing that parents have is the laughter of a baby, and the
Yep.
most terrifying thing that a non-parent have is the laughter of a baby.
Yep. I learned that. I know.
Yeah.
And that could also be incorporated into this game some way, because I am a very twisted person in that
Oh,
sense.
and and now that look, your son gave me an idea. Now that let's say that a baby died in whatever that happened, because we know that we don't want to spoil the end of that game, but whatever that happened in that apartment killed the baby, so the baby is not able to understand you with the voice, so you have to illustrate what you wanna say, or you know uh, get through the puzzle without voice. So the thing is that I want to vary the game a little bit, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put that in my notepad.
No, you got good ideas. I mean, it's healthy to have this type of discussion. That's why I said I've always wanted to do something like this where people can just talk back and forth about the game ideas they have.
All right. And I'm not into horror games myself, but I played a couple, and they were really um, they were really interesting. Do you remember Dementium for Nintendo DS?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to go back and buy those because I really want to get those.
That game was amazing. And it was not a jump scare game. It was a game that kept you at the edge of well of your seat, just for the concern of what was going to happen next.
Yeah, and that's more or less along the lines where I would want this type of idea to go, at least in a survival horror situation.
Yeah.
I mean, because this type of engine could probably be used on a multitude of different games that don't have to scare all the life out of you. But I always wanted to see it in a survival horror application,
Yeah.
and
Right.
that's if I can get that done, I'll be happy as all heck. So there's just like Nintendo, any of you guys, any of you companies, if you ever hear this, I know these ideas and thoughts were a bit random, but at least consider them and try to figure out how you can utilize them with your consoles. But because I'm pretty sure there's some indie developer out there right now who's probably doing exactly what I'm talking about, and it's probably doing it much better than I'm describing
Yeah, because that's the point of this. I mean, who knows if um, some indie developer is just browsing through YouTube and see um, the title of this video and just listens to it and creates a game with this premise.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, my whole thought, and I named the daggone episode "The Voice of Death," but I was thinking more or less, if you like, you get certain this game, you get into a certain point. Shit, I accidentally muted my mic. You get to a certain point, like I said before, and then this one apparition that's holding everybody in place, all of the other spirits in place. They start talking to you. They'll first they'll start off like it sound like casual talk where you can respond back if with the gamepad anyway. It's to start off like casual talk, like they're calling you. And as you get further along, they get more agitated, more antsy, and then you'll have to start these situations where you'll have to block off like the camera, like you said on the gamepad, so that you can progress further in the game. Otherwise, it'll either stop you or loop you in places that you're going, which would be interesting and fun to be able to screw with people that way, because that's sort of like what Eternal Darkness did.
Yeah.
Or it'll take away features of the gamepad for certain periods of time while you're playing, and you can't use them in those specific situations. So, like it's screwing with your phone, basically.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it'll call you and give you like little hints and clues and everything, but at the same time, it's screwing with you, trying to deter you from your basic motivation, which at this point is just to, you know, set free all of the spirits that wish to go.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice that you have one single person calling you and telling you what you should do, telling you where to go, and sometimes he tells you where the danger is, because sometimes he wants you to free spirits, and sometimes he makes you get in danger
Yeah.
by spirits that need to be free but they don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, they could call you and sound like a normal person, but
Mhm.
by the end of this whole scenario, you find out it was just a dead spirit that was trying to screw you over. So
Yeah.
it basically, at that point, you would think they would come around that they were trying to imprison you, like so many other people that possibly could have gotten in there and just died through stress or some other sort of creepy situation in the house, in there doing the same thing that you were trying to do.
Yeah, and at some point, remember, you have to meet that person that has to come with you for let's say 30 minutes of gameplay, and then you see that he can't, let's say he can do something because he's a ghost, and then he realizes he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say that for some reason he can't leave, he can pass through a door because remember that spirits, for the most times, are memories that they are manifested in some kind of physical way. So if a memory is, let's say, if I've never been into the apartment in front of mine, then I don't know where is there, what is there. That would not let my spirit go through there. What do you think?
That actually, that I can get with that, because then, well, like, because they wouldn't realize that there's more to it. They'd be like, okay, well, where are you going? And see you walk, and then they realize, okay, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Like they could either think you're dead, or they come to the realization that they're dead.
Yeah. Because they for some reason um they see you go past through a wall, but it is them that they cannot perceive more than what is there. You know what I mean? They can see that door, they see it as a wall.
Yeah, I know where you're going, because that's sort of what happened in the movie The Sixth Sense, where Bruce Willis finally realized at the end of the movie he was the dead guy. I mean, that I didn't get it until I
Oh,
was a little bit older, but yeah, I watched that movie and loved it.
wow.
It, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a good watch. It's definitely a good watch, and what you're talking about is basically what happened.
All right, I haven't seen that movie.
It's worth watching.
Okay.
You'll learn a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't. I mean, it'll bring up to a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't have thought about.
Okay. So in terms of gameplay, I want to develop something that gives some limitation. I want to create some kind of co-op that gives limitation to one player from the other. But that's gonna be for the next episode, I believe.
Yeah, that would be something we'd have to like literally sit down and tear down bit by bit in order to really express what that would be like. And at the moment, I just don't have it in me.
No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of that. I mean, that's gonna be my homework. So don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'll be thinking about it. It's just right now my mind is reeling on a few different things at the moment, and knowing that Mario Kart is coming up, I wanted to just get this done and out the way before Mario Kart hit. So, because I know everybody's gonna be busy with Mario Kart for a while, and I know
Yeah,
I'm gonna be busy
that
with Mario
includes
Kart.
me.
Yeah, I know I'll be on it too. So and I'm letting people know there will not be a Gamer Idea Foundry for probably 2, maybe 3 weeks because of Mario
Whoa.
Kart. So that's where my whole thing was thinking. I was like, I gotta get it done, get it out the way, get it done now.
All right, I see.
So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up. I'll let you go ahead, do your sign off, and we'll do our prepping for the next one.
All right. Well, this is Kevin, aka Dark Just. Um, that's gonna be my nickname because it's the same as my Nintendo Network ID. Right now, I have some of the topics for the next episode, but I wanna develop them so you can have a more broad vision of what we want to do there. So I see you in the next episode.
Okay. Basically, what I've been saying every episode of this. If anyone has an idea that they wish to come and express, all for it. The whole purpose of this is to share gamers' ideas in hopes that one day that this voice will make it to the developers and to the publishers, and that they'll take into consideration is of gamers who actually have legitimate ideas. That's all I want to do is just spread that thought process. If I can do that, then my goal is achieved. But and my daughter wants to now try to co-host with me. So anyhow, you guys, thank you for listening in. I know there was some quirky moments that happened. I just couldn't help it, and my
Yeah.
daughter was trying to overtalk me.
Maybe the
Life-
spirits didn't want us to do the podcast.
That would be interesting. The spirits of the game we're talking about didn't want us to have this happen.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense, and that'd be very meta. But anyhow, I just hope you guys enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, I do apologize for my skipping out a bit, but things had happened that I had to immediately deal with. So if I didn't deal with it, you would have heard a lot more noise in the background on my end. So, but you guys keep these thoughts in your head, keep the ideas in your head. Check out the other 3 episodes of the Gamer Idea Foundry. Episode 5 will probably not necessarily be called a part 2 to this. The next one probably won't be a necessary part 2 to this, but it will expand upon this idea.
No.
I'll probably have a different name. So, but Zoe, stop. Thank you. But anyway, keep your eyes and ears up for more of my stuff. Till the next time, enjoy your games, and I'm going to immediately shut this off before my kids try to take over. Goodbye.